I've seen some people deflecting, saying, okay, well, if you didn't like Star Wars, that means you hate social justice. And yes, that's true, I do. But I didn't mind it in this film. I thought it was alright. It didn't take me away from anything. I didn't care. It was nice to see a strong female lead.
So I just wanted to make this video to kind of follow up to the last video, because it seems that a lot of people have kind of missed my point. I actually very much agree with PewDiePie on this. I actually really enjoyed the film. And I said that in the review. I actually genuinely enjoyed the film. But maybe I was couching it in too many layers of satire, because it seems to have flown over the heads of a few people. Not necessarily TJ here, but Jimmy Plumbo. I watched the video. It was terrible. Sargon looks at media the same way Anita does, but on the other side of the spectrum. That was the joke. I realised I've been doing this for a long time, and I realised that I'm I'm enjoying social justice these days. I didn't before. Before it used to piss me off. Before I used to get offended. But now I feel like I've reached a whole new plane of understanding with it. But yeah, just to speak to the film quickly, yeah, I genuinely did enjoy it. I thought the space battles were really good. They reminded me, actually, which was something I was very surprised at. They very much reminded me of the old X-Wing and TIE Fighter games. And so I really enjoyed it. I was loving these space battles, because it genuinely... I can't remember the name of the fucking bombers. I can't remember... It was B-Wings or something, I think they are. Yeah, they never used to drop bombs like they did in that film. At least in the games, anyway. You used to just have loads of missiles on them. But I fucking loved those games. You know, I'm not a fan of the Star Wars franchise, really, of the films, but the games have been excellent. Really excellent. And I would love another sort of version of those. But the thing is, I could only... I remember back in the day, I must have been about fucking 14 or something. I could only play them with a mouse and a joystick, because you needed the mouse to do the proper aiming. You needed the joystick to be able to rotate around as quickly as possible and really, like, you know, hammer it back so if someone was behind you, you could rotate around. And I love the TIE Interceptors as well. No shields, so you had to be nippy. You couldn't just be complacent like the Rebel Alliance ships all had bloody shields on them, until you got the advanced, what was it, TIE Advance or something, that actually had shields, and that was a fucking beast. There was one beyond that as well that I can't remember the name of, but the TIE Bomber I fucking hated though. But the TIE Fighters were always quite cute, but yeah, they were just trash. I actually managed to take out a Star Destroyer with a TIE Interceptor one time. Don't ask why that happens. At some point, I guess there's a civil war or something. It's years ago. I can't remember the plot. But for some reason, I had to, you didn't have to take out a fucking... I think it was an interdictor, actually. But you didn't have to take it out. But I was just like, I think I can do it. And so I spent... It must have taken me an hour. You know, just strafing this thing, pummeling it with lasers. And I was watching this thing thinking, wow, this is actually really accurate to the game. I mean, you used to be able to fly around these giant ships, blowing off the gun turrets, which was awesome, you know? Yeah, so I really enjoyed the film. I really enjoyed the special effects, because, I mean, like, in the... Was it The Force Awakens? Or No, sorry. It was in the prequels, like, the Revenge of the Sith or something. Like, going in, it's just... Like when Anakin and Obi-Wan are flying through this space battle at the beginning, it is a mess. It is just bullshit all over the screen. And I was thinking of the Confused Matthew review, actually, of the Return of the Sith, where I've watched all of these reviews, by the way. I fucking love them. Where he was saying, I actually understand what's going on here. You know, this is actually clear. And I was thinking the same thing to myself when I was watching The Last Jedi. Like, you know, I understand what Poe Dameron was doing. I understood why he was doing it. I understood why, you know, the events of the situation were occurring. It was fine. And I enjoyed the space battle. I enjoyed the fact that the rebels took fucking huge losses as well. And that the Empire, well, not the Empire, the First Order, sorry, actually seemed like a serious military threat. And the rebels or the resistance weren't just Mary Sued. You know, it was just Rey that was a Mary Sue. And I enjoyed that. And on the battle on the Salt Flats as well. This got pasted. You know, it's like, I kind of enjoyed that, because they should. You know, they absolutely should get pasted because they're fucking outnumbered, they're outgunned, and they're out-teched as well. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed that, and I thought the special effects were generally good. I thought Luke's character got absolutely fucking screwed, and I totally agree with Mark Hamill. Luke Skywalker's just like, oh, I'm a bitter old man now. Yeah, I understand that Han Solo's dead, I understand that Leia's in trouble, and I've just got my lightsaber back, but this isn't obviously a call to action. Fuck you. No, fuck off. That was genuinely disrespectful to the character, and I'm not even a Star Wars fan. You know, I've just watched it because it's a huge pop culture fucking event. Yeah, I don't care about Star Wars at all. The thing I like about Star Wars is the Plinker reviews. But so yeah, I enjoyed the film, but I had seen so much SJW nonsense that I felt the need to satirize it, obviously, because their commentary on the film, their culturally claiming the film as theirs, which it was, don't get me wrong, was something that I had to make comments on. But the film itself wasn't as riddled with it as it could have been. Although, I have to say, I mean, the Empire were caricatures of masculinity, you know, that was the point. And the Rebels were very SJW-y. But it wasn't something that necessarily was... I mean, I agree with PewDiePie. It wasn't the worst thing about the film. No, that's not true. It wasn't the worst thing about the film, but, like, it could have been worse. It could have been way worse. I mean, I would give this a solid 3 out of 5, you know, which is instantly what the reviews generally gave. That's about where I'd place this. I was finding myself enjoying the film. It's not like something I'm probably going to watch again, but it wasn't bad. It's just that it had a few shit characters and a few shitty endings, like Luke just fading away. No, let him die heroically. But the thing is, once you've had Luke go, you know what, get lost, fuck off, I hate everyone, it's really difficult to have him run in and save the day at the end of it, because, I mean, he wouldn't know where they were, and how the fuck would he get there? But yeah, anyway, so I actually enjoyed the film, but I thought it was kind of obvious the way I was setting these things up, because, I don't know if you've noticed, I don't call Anita names, I don't call like SJW's names. I use their proper names or the handles they present without calling them an insulting name, because I think that's weak and I think it's sad. I think it's pathetic. Like every time someone calls me like Sargon of Mossad or something like that, that's just them expressing their own weakness. The only person I've done that to, as far as I'm aware, is Hillary Clinton, calling her Shillery Clinton, and really that's just a reflection of the fact that I can't touch her, and so, well, I can't, so I may as well make fun of her. And I know that she's not going to watch my fucking videos. But otherwise I wouldn't do that. And I did that to, I think, almost every character in the film, because I was obviously parodying what an SJW analysis would be, with a Meninist analysis. And I thought that was obvious. And I thought it was obvious I was setting it up to then go into these articles. But I guess it wasn't. But I do love when people come out and make definitive statements. Sargon looks at media the same way Anita does, just the other side of the spectrum. Do I? Do I really? But I want to talk to TJ about this gender communism thing, because I'm not joking about that. Feminism absolutely is gender communism. I mean, just think about what communism is: the removal of the state, the removal of money, methods of transaction, the complete dismantling of anything that can resemble a hierarchy, and then you have feminism, which its stated goals are to dismantle gender roles and do away with gender roles. It's no different. They view male-female interactions as a gendered hierarchy, with obviously men at the top, otherwise none of this would make any sense, and they want to get rid of that. They want to dismantle it, and they'll do everything they can to dismantle what they call, quote-unquote, the patriarchy. It is gender communism. That's what they want. It's literally the same principle, just being applied to gender instead of economics. Just think about it. Just do some reading into it. That's all you need to do. All you need to do is just really just think about it. And I think it's an interesting term as well, gender communism, because I think that is the most accurate description of what I can... Of what they want. I can't think of a more accurate way of terming what the desired end state of feminism is. So, yeah, I stand by that completely. But, yeah, the other people who are like... Oh, this was terrible. Come on, get a sense of humour. I mean, was it not obviously a parody? I mean, it was Darth Sargon. Like, someone had sent me that years ago, probably like a year ago or something. And I was like, okay, that's amusing, but I don't have a reason to use it. Boom! Lo and behold, I have a reason to use it. I thought, this is great. People are going to get this joke. Well, not everyone. I mean, let's go through some of the replies here, because I'm amazed at people who just. I thought it was obviously a joke. I thought it was obvious. I guess, I mean, don't get me wrong, interspersed in the satire, I was making some points. Don't get me wrong. But I thought the way I'd couched it kind of explained what I was doing, but I know. And someone, look, I'm not in the whole Sargon is alt-right hysteria camp, but I'm having a really hard time believing Sargon is left-leaning at this point. Why? What's this? Why? What's right-wing about parodying people? What are you? Are you pro-social justice? Are you pro-socialism? Are you pro-dismantling hierarchy? Are you pro-dismantling capitalism? Are you pro things that liberals are opposed to, just out of interest? I mean, and if you are, then you must be stating that liberalism is no longer left-wing. And if you're saying that, then you're saying that socialism has taken over the entire left. I'm not prepared to let them have it. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared to say, well, yeah, okay, I'm just a right-wing conservative now, because I'm not. I know I'm not. I'm still for the centre-left things that I've always wanted. But videos like these are just embarrassing. Yeah, I guess if you thought they were serious statements of intent, then you would think that. But I think it's obviously a parody, isn't it? Gender communism, where someone in charge chooses your gender. No, you don't know what communism is. And I'm not joking. Like, when the communists say it's not real communism, they are true. They are telling the truth. And when they say it's not real communism, what they mean is it's not hypothetical communism. But yeah, no. The end goal of communism is not to have anyone in charge, and equally distributes genders across the collective. No, just dismantles all forms of hierarchy. You don't understand communism, Grey Wall. I'm sorry. And now I remember why I unfollowed Sargon. Not my problem, dude. If you want to unfollow, you go ahead. I'm not forcing you to follow me or anything like that. I think you might want to look into the things that I'm talking about a little bit more deeply, though, because I have, and just saying. Let's see what the replies are. I love going through replies. Being overly triggered person, but over the opposite things. What are you talking about? Oh, that's not the real Sargon, though. He deleted his Twitter. Well, I didn't actually delete it. I got suspended for wrong thing. But, yeah, if there's anyone on Twitter claiming to be me, it's not me. Sorry. A political theory derived from Karl Marx advocating sex while leading to a society where all sexuality is publicly owned and each person reproduces and is paid according to their abilities and needs. Wrong. But he did want the destruction of the nuclear family. So, you know, there is that. But, they don't get paid according to their abilities and needs. Things are free. Essentially, the end state of communism is the abolition of money, believe it or not. Talk to your boy TJ. Oh yeah, I've already messaged him on Skype saying, hey TJ, we should talk about this because this will be an interesting conversation. Because this is why I'm saying, like, people in the skeptic community, like, and I mean like the creators and the people watching, everyone should read more. You really should. I've basically all but finished the analysis of The Conquest of Bread, which I was going to do this month, but I'll probably do the male feminist video before that, because everyone's been asking. I want to get it, I would like to get it on Christmas Day, because Merry Christmas, but I can't promise anything, so don't hold me to it. He sounded exactly like Auntie Anita. That was the point. Did you not read the art? Well, I guess you didn't read the articles that I left in the sources and that I referenced in the video. Don't worry. Everything is feminist. Everything is communist. No, only things that are feminist and communist. I mean, did you not pick up on the anti-capitalist messages in the film? because there were. And there were absolutely feminist messages as well. But like PewDiePie said, it didn't ruin the film or anything. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I actually said that in the review. I found myself having a good time, which I was quite surprised about. I thought it was going to suck. TJ, I thought you were all about being part of the whole anti-SJW movement. Aren't you supposed to agree with Simon and talk about how Disney is pushing some gender-conforming SJW narrative? Well, they are. But it's not like, when you say Disney, it's more the people involved with the Star Wars franchise. I imagine the chief executives of the Disney Corporation are just like, what is popular and cool and whatever. I'm sure they don't give a fuck. I'm sure if tomorrow the entire world went alt-right, you'd just get alt-right Star Wars come out. I don't think they'd give a shit. But I love this. It's like, why wouldn't he be able to disagree with me? I don't understand why not. It's not. People disagree with each other all the time in like the anti-SJW sort of sphere of YouTube, and people disagree all the time, just constantly, and that's good. That's what I like. SJWs are so much more to talk about, except the GOP tax scam. Why the GOP tax scam? Why that one? Do you think there aren't tax scams in Guatemala or Argentina or I don't know, Eastern Europe or Russia? Why the GOP one, you fucking twat? I don't give a fuck about your tax scam. Fuck your tax scam. Fix it if you want. Go and advocate for it if you like. Or the death of net neutrality. Man, this net neutrality thing. I mean, I'm in favour of regulating the internet to have these rules. But let's be honest, left wing, you are going fucking nuts about the perceived consequences of repealing net neutrality. It's mental. I mean, like, I agree that maybe it is a good thing to have a regulation of the internet, and I think it is within the government's purview to be able to do that. But I don't think it means that if we don't have it, because I mean, it didn't only come in 2015 or something, you know. But if we don't have it, it doesn't mean the end of the internet. You know, that fucking twat's fidget spinner Santa Claus video, cringe. But is he wrong? You know, is he wrong that the internet is just going to suddenly shut down? I mean, like the whole like, oh, you'll have to pay like, you know, X for the. Well, I mean, it was all couched in it might happen. Yeah, it might happen, but it hasn't happened so far, and it's not really going to be very advantageous for a company to actually do that unless they actually hold a monopoly. In which case, I'm pretty sure you have antitrust laws to deal with that. So, I think it might not actually be the end of the internet if net neutrality is repealed. And I'm not even in favour of them repealing net neutrality. So just calm your fucking tits. You know? I mean, I know this is your problem, Madeline. And I say this, as I can see your profile is of a woman. I understand that you are not going to be penalised in the same way that I, as a man, am going to be penalised if social justice carries on. I know you might be thinking, well, that's sexist. It's not. It's just the direct consequence of who is affected when you weight the scales by putting your thumb on the side for women. The men are the ones who lose out. And unfortunately, I'm a man. This is something that concerns me personally and my son. So I'm sorry if I don't care about your GOP tax scam, because your politics were just so clean before that. And I'm sorry if I don't think net neutrality is going to be the end of the world. But you have to understand, there are people in this country, in my country, who are going to jail over... people in your country who can get fined and go to jail over pronouns, over misgendering people. And you should see the fucking hate speech laws in my country. You should fucking see them. All of this SJW nonsense is a desperately oppressive weight on our societies. You have no fucking idea. Sitting there in the land of the free, where you actually have constitutional protections for your fucking speech, and you think I should give a shit about the corruption, the financial corruption that has always gone on in your government. Holy fucking shit, Madeline. And literally you think this because you personally don't stand to suffer under a regime of social justice, even if you don't agree with it in principle. Okay? Get fucked, Madeline. Just saying. Think about it. I bet you'll be like, oh, you have no empathy. Oh, yeah, I'm the one with no empathy. But, I watched it and thought he made some good points, but ultimately sounded like an MRA. Very good. Wow, and I thought people were wrong saying Sargon was an arsehole. What have I said is arsehole-ish? What's arsehole-ish about any of this? Sargon has lost his marbles. Man, I'm wondering am I reaching a shit-posting level that is beyond the normies? Because, I mean, like, I've always tried to make it accessible, so that people who aren't necessarily, and this is something I've thought about a lot, like as things like pile on, like, you know, the levels of satire and memes and events all add up. Like, new people will see this and, like, the videos I'm producing and the content, see it as esoteric and really kind of impenetrable. And I'm wondering if that's happening now. I wonder if I need to scale it back a little bit, because it seems that they don't really understand what I'm doing. And I mean, a lot of people did, don't get me wrong, loads of people understood. But I'm one of the biggest frauds out there. That's nice. How so? What does Chris say specifically? Nothing. I actually messaged. There was some feminist was on my Facebook page going, me, I hate Sargon, and she was actually making a couple of points. So I messaged her saying, "Do you want to come on a podcast and talk about these? Because I would love to actually discuss this with you." And she was like, "No." It's like, oh, I wonder why. Oh, this one wasn't funny or insightful. Oh, it wasn't funny? You kidding me? I thought it was hilarious. When did I become a spokesman for the alt-right? Don't recall advocating for white identity politics. I don't recall advocating for an ethno-state. Don't recall advocating for traditionalism either. So I'm not even sure how that's alt-right. I'm losing it more and more every day. How many followers have I lost recently? I actually lost a few hundred because of the Coach Red Pill drama. But I mean, I have a trending video today, so he overanalyzed the living shit out of Star Wars. I guess I did. Oh, I love Spurger Soreskin. How's it going, man? There are certain people I do miss from Twitter, and he's one of them. But I agree, the diversity pushing was fucking obvious. Like the diversity hire, I can't even remember her name. Like, when people were like, "Oh, Finn's a diversity hire," I didn't think that. I didn't think he was a diversity hire. I actually found Finn's narrative interesting. You know, okay, he's defecting from the Empire because I assume that he signed up, and it seemed, I mean, we didn't get a good backstory in, but he signs up, he assumes that it's a worthy cause, even if it means he's going to have to go fight a war. But in the end, when he's, you know, raiding a village or something, he's like, right, okay, this is too far, I don't agree with this, I'm going to have to try and, you know, escape. And, okay, I didn't think it was written in a particularly good way, but it's a good concept, and, you know, he was an entertaining enough character, he was likeable enough. I kind of wish they'd made him a bit more serious, to be honest. But then he comes in and gets completely cucked by some, like, just woman who I clean pipes. Okay, what the fuck? I want to be a hero. Okay, but you're part of the rebels, and you, like, oh, here's like my life story. Here's the, okay, I don't fucking know you. You know? Oh, by the way, let me take you to the Millennium Falcon. Oh, I'm gonna fucking fight in a space battle, or the battle on the ice, or the assault. Oh, I'm going to stop you from achieving your mission, Finn. Oh, by the way, I'm going to sexually assault you by kissing you unexpectedly, even though there's absolutely no sexual tension, or even any kind of character development with her and any other character. Yeah, there are definitely diversity initiatives in it. But again, it didn't ruin the film for me. I actually, like I said, I kind of enjoyed it. But the writers made it political, the actors made it political. There's literally a purple head plot device brought up out of nowhere. Yeah, just to put Poe in his place. Yeah, I mean, like, you can say, "Oh, I'm not the one politicizing it." They are absolutely politicizing it. There's no doubt about this at all. I love it. Many humans in sci-fi films have different hair colors. Yeah, they do. But I don't want to use the term dog whistling, but it kind of was, wasn't it? Let's be honest. Kind of looked that way. I saw Kevin Logan's video of it earlier as well. I really enjoyed it. I was just laughing. And I was thinking, right, how much of this is just me deliberately getting a video out of Kevin? Oh no, a movie has more than 2 non-white people. It's forcing diversity. No, it's not that the movie has more than 2 non-white people. It really doesn't matter how many non-white people there are. I mean, like, I loved Zulu, and that's got hundreds of probably thousands of non-white people in it. You know, the problem is the ideological drive behind it, which unfortunately I already know about in a meta sense, because I read those fucking articles where literally J.J. Abrams was like, "Hey, my production company, we're going to literally have diversity quotas for the actors we hire." I mean, you know that, like, they're doing a new Troy. Let me find it, actually. Let's have a look at the new Troy, Fall of the City. And if you don't know anything about Troy, this is the city that the Greeks destroyed. Meet Achilles. Carrying on. Okay, well, you can make a joke like this, but at the end of the day, you can't show that McCarthy ever did anything wrong. I don't remember Kylo Ren wanting to set up a Bolshevik party. Obviously, what? Wait, you know that he fucking said, hey, why don't we just tear it all down? I mean, that couldn't actually be more Bolshevik, could it? Just out of interest. But obviously, he's the leader of the fascists. Of course, he's not the communist. Good stuff, man. Sargon hates women. Yeah, that'll be the one. Why did I marry one? Well, how can I oppress women effectively if I don't have them close to me? Presumably so I could rape her repeatedly as well. What the hell has happened to him? Oh my god. I should stop making so many jokes. Because it seems that people aren't getting it. And that's okay. Not everyone can be in on the joke. But it looks like I might be rising to a level that the normies don't recognise. So I'll try to be less satirical in future. I'll just be boring and direct. But yeah, this is just me like explaining a few things just because. Oh, hang on. If Sargi and Film were in the same room and forced to discuss whether literally any form of entertainment ever were communist or fascist, the resulting... I love this. This is just amazing. So, when accusing me of taking any piece of media, which I haven't done, by the way, I talk about one film that was heavily politicised by the far leftists who made it, but they've taken that and decided that that means that I criticise everything using the same lens. It must all be the same. And then that means that if you put me next to someone who actually does do this, Star Wars is fascist, Harry Potter is fascist neo-feudal dreck, selfie obsession is fascist, British soap operas is fascist, sci-fi is generally fascist. Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, a war on Dougs, but I don't think everything is fascist. Oh my god, look at this. Sargon has gone insane. What? Wow, I will stop making jokes because it looks like there's some fucking idiots following TJ. Amazing, frankly. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna knock this on the head and go to bed because I've had fuck all sleep in the past few days. But oh wait, someone got it. The title and video are jokes. I thought it was pretty funny. Thanks, capital G. I'm glad someone can identify it. He belongs in a padded room. Oh, I'm sorry for making a joke that you didn't get. Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry to say it, but a bunch of TJ's audience are literally retarded and have absolutely no sense of humour. And I'm not saying this as a commentary on TJ, right? I just want people to know, I've been watching TJ's videos quite a lot recently, and he's really improved stuff. He's genuinely gone out of his way to improve the quality of his content, and it has legitimately been getting better. I can't remember the name of the video the other day, but it was quite a long one, but he was sat there making really cogent arguments, and I was really enjoying it. And, you know, like, I go in and out of phases with people, and I'm genuinely enjoying TJ's work these days, which is why I'm surprised that his audience have become not as bright as they could be, I guess. But anyway, this isn't a commentary on TJ. TJ's doing good work, but these people are just spurging. And I thought it probably was best to explain just to any absolute fucking retards out there that a video called Gender Wars: The Last Snowflake might be a parody.